This right here is the smartest webcam that you can currently get. This is the OBSBOT Tiny 2. And you honestly might be asking yourself, how can a webcam be smart? And the average Logitech webcam like this one can shoot in 4K, so what makes this so special? Well, just watch this. I'm now recording on the Tiny 2, and let me say, can your average webcam perfectly track you during a video conference call or stream and always make sure that you're getting the perfect shot and automatically zoom in as necessary if you get close to the camera? Probably not if I had to guess. See, that's what truly makes this webcam so different from all the others out there on the market, is they're all fixed. But this one, because it has that pan and tilt ability along with some AI built-in features, it allows you to always stay at the center of your shot no matter where you move. But a feature like this is only as good as the camera that it's actually attached to. Luckily, this is a pretty great one, as this webcam rocks a 1 by 1.5 inch CMOS sensor, which is larger than most others on the market, allowing for some great low light performance and image quality, which we'll just see in a few seconds a direct comparison against my very own favorite webcam, the Logitech Brio 4K. So I'm at my desk now, and let's run a quick comparison to see how well this camera, the OBSBOT, actually stacks up against one of my favorite webcams out there on the market, the Logitech Brio 4K. We now have both cameras set up. The bottom is the Logitech and the top is the OBSBOT Tiny 2, and I'm gonna say the picture quality is very close. But I do think the OBSBOT is a little bit better, a little sharper in some areas, especially in the face. And I think it's picking up the light a little bit better as well. And I think that might be thanks to the larger sensor. With that said, what really makes the OBSBOT unique is that right now, if I were to move out of frame, the Logitech doesn't move, but the OBSBOT still has me at the very center. Meaning that I can move around and still not even have to worry about trying to make sure I'm in the shot, which is really cool, especially if you stream or if you're in like Zoom calls and stuff like that. So that's a really cool feature there. So if there really isn't a huge jump in the picture quality, what really makes up for it is that actual feature. Now, while I already have you guys at my desktop, let me go ahead and show you a couple of the features of the OBSBOT. But first, I want to go ahead and show you that there are 3 main ways to go ahead and control the actual OBSBOT. First, you have your on-screen controls. This is basically a control panel that allows you to set everything from the type of human tracking that's done. Right now, I'm in what's called the normal mode. We can go headless if we wanted to. We can go up to the close-up. So the close-up, let's make sure. Yeah, so the close-up is a little bit closer than normal. We can just do our upper body, which is kind of normal. That's more if you're standing up. For instance, like if I was doing the normal tracking, if I do upper body and I walk far away, it only makes sure that the upper part of my body is in the frame. Opposite is if I do, let's say close up and I'm kind of out of the shot, it'll kind of zoom in a little further than it normally would, even though I've walked maybe a few feet back. Same thing goes with, there's a couple other features, but if I go to normal tracking, just to show you guys a comparison, if I'm back here, you guys can see all the way down to like my shoes. So that's kind of the different ways that you can interact with it. There are also a couple different AI modes, including one that's pretty cool that I like. There's a desk mode that will basically film your desk. There's a whiteboard mode. If you had something to go and write on, it'll go and track that. But what's really cool is the hand tracking mode. So I can move my hand, and the camera's goal is to basically keep track of the hand the entire time, which there's a couple different reasons for this, but it's kind of cool and just something different you don't see every day. So I wanted to go ahead and show you that. And then you can also manually adjust the gimbal. So we can adjust that. We can go to like a medium shot, maybe a narrow shot, or we can go back to tracking again on like a medium shot. That gives us kind of what the look I'd probably go for if I was using it. And then you can also adjust all your image details in here, as well as there's some beauty modes that use AI to go ahead and adjust different characteristics of your body. And then you also have some controls over the other various settings and voice controls that I'm going to show you in just a second. Another way to control this camera is through voice controls, as you can just say, "Hi Tiny," and the actual camera will pop up. Or you can say, "Sleep Tiny," and the actual camera will go down and shut off. You also can unlock the tracking via your voice. All you have to say is, "Unlock me." It'll blink 2 times, and now I can move free throughout the shot without even having to worry. But if I wanted to go ahead and get tracked again, I just have to say, track me, it'll blink twice, and I'm being tracked once again. The same goes with a couple other features that it has. So another one that's really cool is you can say, zoom in closer, and it'll go ahead and zoom. Right now I have it set for a 2x factor, but you can adjust that depending on how much you want it to zoom in at any given point. Or you can say, zoom out further, and it'll go ahead and start zooming out, which is also really cool. Lastly, there are also some hand gestures that you can do. First up, if you're standing up or you're doing anything, a single hand up will start or stop tracking. So right now I just stopped it. But if I come back in the frame, put my hand up, I'm now go ahead and going to be tracked once again. And then another thing is you can also put up an L with your fingers and it'll zoom in. You can also do 2 fingers and adjust either more in, or you go the other way, and it's kind of like dragging with your, it's more like dragging with your fingers like on a touch screen, but it's kind of cool. Or you can just say zoom out further, and you can get that zoom that you want to go ahead and fit the shot. So it's pretty cool. There's a lot of ways you can interact with this device, and it's very versatile while still giving you that great image quality. So let's go ahead and hop back over and I'll talk about the pricing. When it comes to the pricing for this camera, it isn't cheap by any means at $329. And that's not something I could personally recommend to any average Zoom user. However, if you're a business professional that's on a lot of Zoom calls, it might make sense. Also, if maybe you're a teacher and you want to use some of the interactive tracking features to make your remote sessions or video lessons more interactive, that also makes a lot of sense. Or if you are or want to start streaming, it's super nice to not have to worry about if I'm in frame, because the shot's always going to look good when you have the OBSBOT running because it has your back. See, for me, based on my experience with the OBSBOT Tiny 2, I see one key area that I know I'll be working this camera into my production workflow. First off, for long-form video content, I would love to have an active B camera. And this is an awesome way to do this because I'm always going to be able to get the perfect shot maybe when I'm building a PC or showing off a product. And going a step further, I do a number of live PC builds. And one thing that's always frustrating is I feel like I'm so stuck in the shots that I can get because it's just me filming these videos. Unless I have the camera zoomed way out, it's really hard to kind of keep track of getting everything in shot. But I know something like with the OBSBOT, I might be able to actually keep everything I want going at the exact same time and not really have to worry about it. So it gives me plenty of flexibility while I'm streaming that really wasn't previously available. With that said, and the price considered, I do think OBSBOT really hit this camera out of the park. As there really isn't too much I would probably change with this camera. Maybe adding 4K at 60 frames per second in the next iteration, or possibly a little bit faster tracking because it does fail on some of the fast vertical movements, such as like if you jump up and down. But besides the fact, this camera clearly gets my recommendations as one of the best out there. And if you want to learn more about this webcam or buy it for yourself, I'll have a link in the video description where you can go ahead and check it out. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.